Welcome back to the Fanboy Cantina. This is our review of Roadhouse, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. From the description, ex-UFC fighter Dalton takes a job as a bouncer at a Florida Keys roadhouse, only to discover that this paradise is not all it seems. Looking at the list of 2024 action movies, Roadhouse was among the films that I was looking forward to. The original Roadhouse from 1989 is a Patrick Swayze classic. And even though it doesn't make a lot of sense, it's a product of its era. I thought it was a lot of fun back in the day, and Matt, I am still traumatized by when Sam Shepard is found stabbed and killed. It was a phenomenon of its time, but that doesn't mean it needs to be remade in 2024. So with all of the hope that I had for this Roadhouse, I have to say Roadhouse is not a good movie. I guess it doesn't have much in common beyond, the name, story about bouncer named Dalton, and that's really about it. But most importantly, it lacks whatever charm or chemistry the original had. It's seemingly a straight-to-VHS script from the 80s. The best part of this movie is the fight scenes, and even though they are not particularly memorable, there are a couple of brief moments where it's filmed like, you're in the fight, and I thought those were really cool, but that's about 5 seconds of this movie. If you like Jake Gyllenhaal's abs, or you want to see more of Conor McGregor than you've ever seen before, you might like this movie. About 50 minutes into the film, I was looking at my watch wondering, when is it going to get good? This movie seems to alternate between taking itself too seriously and diving into the kitsch of the genre. And it's this lack of clarity that just compounds itself to make a dull movie. This is the same director that made Edge of Tomorrow, Swingers, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, The Bourne Identity. So it should be better than this, but the writing and the dialogue are painfully dull and checks all of the boxes of a vintage paint-by-numbers action movie. Big bad villain? Check. Shady sheriff? Check. Accelerated love interest story? Check. Kid character that befriends the hero? Check. A side character literally explains what kind of movie this is 2 or 3 times. The villain and the henchmen are cartoony. There's no real gravitas or energy. Arturo Castro is entertaining as one of the henchmen, but everybody else feels like a cardboard cutout. Conor McGregor does okay, not great as an actor. What did you expect? The goofy grin is just a cartoon. Oh, and yeah, that really is Post Malone in the beginning of the movie. I did think it was creative how they incorporated music into the fight scenes by using either the live band in the bar or the music playing on a car radio. Beyond that though, the music isn't all that great. Are any of them nearly as good as Jeff Healey in the original Roadhouse? Nah. I think the worst aspect of this film is how it makes an abrupt shift from the more grounded setting to this CGI action set piece towards the end that doesn't raise the bar or raise the standards. It just feels very much out of place. This movie is probably best watched while drinking a cold one with a bunch of friends or just multitasking. If you decide to watch it, just lower your expectations about Roadhouse, don't even think about the original, and maybe you'll have a better time than I did. This movie was unfortunately a disappointment for me. Post in the comments, what did you think of Roadhouse 2024? Did you enjoy this movie? Did you enjoy the original Roadhouse? Post in the comments, would love to hear from you. As always, thanks so much for watching. This has been the Fanboy Cantina.